The Scarecrow is one of Batman's most iconic villains, and in Batman The Dark Knight Volume 2, we get a good look into his origin. Our first look at Scarecrow in this comic is him sewing his own mouth shut, while he gets ready to dose a girl with fear toxin. But why is he doing this? You know, besides the obvious answer, he's crazy. Well, as it turns out, Jonathan Crane is scooping up little kids to extract their fear through their tears, after subjecting them to fear toxin, basically amplifying its effects. So he hits them with a puff of the fear toxin and then shows them a mirror so they can see their own darkest fears. As a further insult, he's only abducting sad, lonely children. But how did Jonathan Crane go so dark? Well, thanks to his father. You see, Jonathan Crane's father was doing experimentation on his own child in the name of discovering more about fear. The young boy was hooked up to machines to monitor his vitals, while he was begging his father not to send him down the pit. As his father says, "No, Jonathan, you've done nothing wrong. I'm proud of you," before yeeting him down a hole. The young boy began screaming for help, begging for his father to let him out. Meanwhile, Jonathan's father just sat back smoking a cigarette, listening to the screams, monitoring the results. But strangely, the newest girl that he's kidnapped begins showing him compassion, which does not settle well for him. But of course, Batman will eventually show up to do his Batman thing. But the Scarecrow was ready for him. While Scarecrow is doing all of his experimentation, we get flashbacks to all of the times his father abused him. Unfortunately, we realize he's basically adopted the persona of Scarecrow to get back at his father. And now Batman is chained up, and Scarecrow moves on to experiment on him, showing him dark reflections of his own trauma. Which is where we learn that in this universe, the reason that Thomas and Martha Wayne were taken out is because Batman was afraid. Specifically, afraid of the movie they were watching. And at that moment, Bruce vowed to never be afraid again. But unfortunately, the young Jonathan Crane wasn't as strong. And unfortunately, his fear evolved and corrupted the boy fully, turning him into the monster we know now.
Like and subscribe.